Good morning.
Morning.
Yo,
Good morning.
morning, boys. How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. I'm
How are
doing
you?
good. Great, bro. Great.
You have a good weekend?
Yep. Good weekend. It was Noelle mom's birthday, so we just celebrated her. It was good. Good weekend.
It was her birthday or your birthday?
Noelle's mother's birthday.
Oh, wow. Okay. What'd you guys do?
Took her to McCormick and Schmidt's.
Okay.
Got her some gifts and flowers and stuff. You
Good stuff. Sounds like a
yeah,
good time.
yeah, it was.
Awesome. How you doing, Donnie?
I'm great, man. Just hanging out with the little dude here on the charts.
There you go.
Yes.
He giving you signals?
Oh yeah, he is, man. He's a shark.
Love it. He's a
Yeah.
ball. All right. Let's get into some breakdowns over here. This is gonna be recorded, so if anyone's not hopping on at this time, then they could go back and rewatch it. So let's look at the economic calendar for this morning. I'm actually currently in full disclosure. I'm currently in DJ sales. If you guys take a look, let's see.
Yeah, I'm in the same thing, man.
Okay, cool. So I took one based on the 15-minute closing with a stop loss above it up here. And then after this candle created a top wick and started passing the low of this one, I added another position with my stop loss like somewhere around here, anticipating a retest of the low and a continuation through it. Hopefully that's what we get. So we'll see what we get. But going to the economic calendar over here, we have PMI, manufacturing PMI coming out. Not looking too good for Europe, other than Germany, right? Germany's got some encouraging numbers coming out of the purchasing, or the managers over here for the manufacturing industry. They got some solid numbers. So keep in mind, anything above 50 is good for the currency, right? But obviously, you want it to be better than previous, better than the forecast as well. So that's what we got out of Germany. So that's good. It looks like it's kind of encouraging coming out of Germany. So that's all right. Europe, France, not too much, but what we do have is Great Britain, which is something that we've been, a pair that we really pay attention to, and that didn't have the best numbers coming out over here. So that's something that we just need to keep aware of or stay aware of. But we also have U.S. manufacturing and services PMI coming out as well later today at 9:45. So that's something you want to pay attention to, specifically because we have a lot of things going on this week. Right, we got the FOMC coming out. I believe that's Wednesday. Right, so we have the federal funds rate coming out, but what we also have is consumer confidence. We have PCE coming out on Friday as well. But this is the main thing that you guys want to look at. We got central banks coming out with their key monetary policy statements. Danny sent his chart. Awesome. Love it. You guys send your charts as well. Carlos, what's up, brother? Kat, how are you?
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, you?
Good, good. Just letting you guys know I am in GJ sales right now. I'm gonna break it down in a second, but we do have a pretty solid structure right now to take sales. But anyway, what we had this morning was China actually decreased their interest rates, right? They lowered their interest rates right now to actually stimulate some economic growth because they feel like their economic growth isn't where it should be right now. They're trying to stimulate that growth by lowering interest rates. But what we have again on Wednesday is our federal funds rate. Let's see what we end up doing. I think what we're just going to do, they're not going to increase rates yet, but what they're going to do is maybe tighten monetary policy when it comes to bond buying. But what they're going to do is maybe hint at more increased rates by March, right? They're thinking about March, June, September, and December, I think, about increasing rates. So just keep that in mind. Moving into Thursday, we have advanced GDP, right? That's a big deal. You have unemployment claims coming out as well. Let's see what our GDP comes out to. I'm wondering if we take a hit on that. So we'll see when it comes to that. But one thing you want to pay attention to on Friday as well is going to be PCE. So this is a huge, what's it called? This is a huge indicator for inflation. This is something that they really pay attention to, along with CPI, PCI. PCE is a main mover as well. You also have University of Michigan consumer sentiment coming out, and you also have revised University of Michigan inflation expectations. What's up, Tiffany?
Hey, good morning, Steph. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great. I'm actually in GJ sells right now, and I'm just monitoring this right now as the 30-minute and the 15-minute just flipped bullish after passing the low of the previous. We still should be good, but it may be something that you could be managing risk with. Looking over here at GJ, we're going to break this down from the higher time frames. So the monthly, of course, rejected 156 again, right? We are now below 156. It looks like we're doing the exact same thing we did a couple months ago back in November, right? Just tanking and correcting the previous bullish move. Are we doing the exact same thing right over here and continuing right back down? As I mentioned in the New York session, that we have a major sell-off going on right now. We have a lot of fear in the market, whether it's COVID. You see China not doing too well when it comes to COVID numbers and those increasing. You have inflation expectations. You have inflation, not even expectations, but what's actually going on right now. Let me actually manage risk right now with GJ. I don't like the way it is flipping bullish. Cool. All right. So again, monthly, very bearish. Created that top wick, flip bearish, and now we're starting to tank over here. Looking at the weekly over here. Let me get rid of that. Weekly, again, you got 156 over here. Price broke below. Previous weekly candle from last week actually created a strong body with a strong close over here. Top wick rejection, past the low of the previous, and closed a strong bearish candle. This current bearish candle, current weekly candle, already created a top wick and passed the low of that candle over here. This candle barely has a bottom wick, right? So just keep an eye on that. That could either mean we're going to continue to tank through it, or we're going to stall out around here and start to flip around here and hold this base as a support. Basically, as you can see, we have a previous support over here at 154 as well. So that's one area that we want to keep a lookout on. Are we going to close above that or stay below it and continue down with a clean move to the left? Looking at the daily over here, I'm actually going to get out of. I'm done with GJ. GJ, I don't like the way it's holding support over there. But looking over here at the daily is just pushing down, right? Current daily candle already created a top wick. Past the low of that candle. Where could we be heading? It's looking like this previous support right over here we could be heading for. All right, we'll check that out in the lower time frames as well to see where we're actually heading. If you extend that to the left, you got this area as well. Previous support, resistance right over here. So that's definitely a key area that we got to keep an eye on, right? Looking at the 4 hour, Donnie, are you still in GJ?
I just closed 50%.
Okay.
I still got 50% in right now, but if it pushes up any higher, I'm pulling the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it's holding support right now. Now we could just be creating some kind of a lower time frame resistance on the 15-minute to then continue down, but that's not what the plan was for this trade. So that's why you got to manage risk. The trade was planned to next candle creates that top wick, pass the low of the previous, and retest the low. But the way it's handling right now, it doesn't look too promising, but we'll see. Now, looking over here to the left, the current range that we're in, we got a clean move over here that we are mirroring, right? We created this low, came up, retested the previous wicks up here, held resistance, and then continued right back down with that clean move to the left. So we basically retested this area over here. Just gonna mark this off. You got that previous support over there. Price broke through, right? Now we are around this area right over here. That previous resistance over here, price is now reacting to it, right? You also have this wick over here. So price is reacting to that area right now. I thought there was a good chance for us to completely break through. We still could, right? We have very strong bearish candles over here, but could we be coming up to retest this area, reacting to here? Actually get this these arrows out. So we're reacting to this area over here, holding support. We come up here to retest by reacting to that area, and then we continue right through with some New York volume, right? What is that causing fear in the market again? Does it have much to do with JPY? Not so much JPY, but people are going to be pulling their money into JPY and the Swiss franc, the dollar as well, right? With the dollar expecting them to increase rates and stuff like that, that's going to increase the value of the dollar, but it's going to tank the market most likely, right? So that's why they're very cautious of increasing rates right now. But when it comes to the market tanking and stuff like that, that comes off the heels of mainly inflation, right? We're seeing a ridiculous amount of inflation right now, along with, I would call stagflation. What we call stagflation is when, you have increased prices, right, but not much growth. You don't have much growth going on. Now, increased prices is good because you normally have, growth going on. That's why inflation, when you see inflation, the rise of the currency goes up. But when you have too much inflation right now and not enough growth, not enough GDP coming out of that country, you're not in a good shape. You're not doing too well, right? So that's one thing that you need to understand. Does the unemployment rate from last week play in part? Absolutely, right? Unemployment, any kind of bad numbers coming out of the U.S. specifically, is not going to be too good for any kind of currency, specifically the U.S. dollar. But U.S. dollar being a safe haven, the main business currency in the world, people are still going to be pulling the money into it. Like one of the many things. Yeah. So inflation, unemployment rate, GDP, everything is down right now, Kat. So everything, all these numbers, that's why you really pay attention to the economic calendar and understand what's going on when it comes to these data points coming out, like specifically with Great Britain, right? Flash manufacturing PMI and services PMI came out. So this is basically what these managers of these industries are rating the economic outlook for their industries. So what are they rating the manufacturing on a scale? They have an index, and anything above 50 is good for the currency. It means growth, but at the same time, it's not too good because you are below what they were expecting and below previous as well, right? So that's not showing too much good things coming out of Great Britain. Now, also what you have is Boris Johnson's under some fire right now. A lot of things going on with him. They're trying to oust him for previous actions he's had in the administration, stuff like that. He's basically under attack right now. So this is a big week for him to see what they're going to end up doing with him. So obviously that's not too good. We also have people meeting with Brexit, a UK head, and also a European Union head this week. So we'll see what they have to say about Brexit and what they're going to end up doing with that. It's going back to the technicals over here. So that's what I'm pretty much expecting over here is maybe price reacts to this area and continues up, or we break through that area. But let's see what we look like on the lower time frames. All right, looking at the 1 hour, again, we have this whole area over here that we could be reacting to, but once we break through, could be breaking through this area all the way back down to 153 flat, right? So looking at the current price action, what time is it right now? It is 6:48, right? So the 7 o'clock candle, how is this candle going to close, right? We got about 12 minutes left. Is this candle going to close bullish or bearish at this level? That's a big question. Looking at the 30-minute now, 30-minute ended up holding a support right over here. Now, what I liked was that we were pushing bearish, right? I'm not necessarily looking for any buys right now. I'm looking for resistances to be formed and price to continue down to retest the previous lows, right? So what we had was price ended up creating this low, bullish close. This candle pushed all the way up, and guess what? It closed right below this area with a bearish candle. So what I thought was this candle would come up. I've seen this happen many times. This candle would create a top wick, pass below that candle, and continue right back down, right, with some pre-New York volume. But it doesn't look like that. That's why we manage risk, right? We created the top wick, passed below that candle, and guess what? We flip bullish again. Now, it's okay to retrace a little bit, right? It's okay to retrace. You go into drawdown just a little bit where price is retracing, and then we continue right back down. But when we create a top wick, create a bottom wick, passing the low of that candle, and we start to flip bullish, and it doesn't look like we have too many signs of price continuing down, that's when you got to manage that risk, right? Not every trade is make or break. It's not going to make or break your career, right? You just got to make sure that you're sticking to your plan and managing risk and focusing on keeping your capital, keeping your hard-earned money. You don't want to lose it due to bad decisions. Right.
Yeah, as soon as that next 15-minute made that bottom wick and then flip bullish, I pulled the rest of the trade out there.
Yep. Yeah. Plus, and then it closed bullish. So that's another way for you to, tell, like, if we start flipping bullish over here, you start to get uncomfortable. You go down to the 5-minute if you want. Price starts flipping up here a little bit. That's where you could start managing risk. But like in your rules, what it should be is if you're taking a trade on the 30-minute and say a sell, and the 15-minute closes bullish, that's where you close 50. Right? These should be like hard rules in your trading plan that you follow every single time. That's how you remain profitable, is by sticking to those rules. If you just kind of slip on one trade, you could very well win that trade. That'd be great. But guess what? That's going to develop a condition in your mind that says, okay, maybe I don't have to listen to my plan. Guess what? The next time you do it, you end up blowing your account, or you end up blowing 20% of your account because you take one loss, you want to make that loss up, and then you end up risking another percentage, and then boom, all of a sudden you're down 10%, 20%. You know how hard it is to make 10, 20% back? Because then you got to make 20 or 30. Actually, you got to make more like 40% just to get to where you wanted to be in the first place. That's not easy, right? So just something that you want to keep in mind. Sticking to your plan is the number one thing that you need to be focusing on. Everything else comes second. That's your business plan. Let's say you were in real estate and you had a business plan for that real estate. All of a sudden you buy a property that's off, right? You buy a property that's really a property you normally wouldn't be purchasing. It's just like something that was attractive and you were like, you know what, I'm just going to go into it. Guess what? You just get into a bad deal and you get into a mortgage or you get into anything that sets you back a year or two back, right? It happens in any business where you just have this bad property and you just, you have to offload it and you just lose, a certain percentage of your bankroll. It's the same exact thing in trading. So just stick to your trading plan and you guys are going to be A-okay. How do you get confident with that trading plan? Just by back testing, just by reviewing trades, making sure you know exactly what you want to see, and you take that, you execute on what you want to see. That's it. So looking over here at the 15-minute, right, we ended up holding a higher low, created this low down here, and now we created a higher low. So let's see what we end up doing. Are we going to hold a resistance right over here, right, and continue right back down, or maybe form some kind of other resistance over here to continue down? Then again, that might create a range right over here, right in this area over here. So we just got to see what the price action is looking like. 30-minute, not looking too good. Maybe we end up holding the support, continuing up a little bit, anywhere into this whole area up here, and then holding a resistance on the 30-minute to then continue right back down. That makes sense? Let's see what Donnie sent over here before we go over to gold. There we go. So yeah, Donnie saw the exact same thing that I saw. You got that wick rejection on the 30-minute. The candle not only rejects this area, it could have very well closed a doji bullish candle, but it actually closed bearish, right? With a tiny wick to fill. This candle created its top wick, passed low of that candle. A lot of times when you get volume, especially in like, let's say it was like New York open, a lot of times that thing will just tank. All right, but now we got to be patient. You manage risk. Are you completely out of this, Donnie?
Yeah, I'm out.
Cool. Good. Good. Yeah, so I risked 2% on that, and I only lost 1.1. So I still have another trade where I can risk, let's say, 0.9% here, because you got that 2% for the day, and now we can see what we can do with that. And we got one more trade in our arsenal that we could be taking here on a Monday, and if that fails, then we're done for the day, and that's it. Right? We make up for it tomorrow with some nice setups. Okay, so now we're just waiting on this. We're waiting on this range to see what's going to end up happening here. Are we going to hold resistance here and then continue down? Because that was a strong bearish close right here. Don't get me wrong. That's a strong bearish close. We could very well continue right back through that. So let's see if we get a resistance formed to continue down. And let's see if that's going to be worthy of a second trade. Looking over here at gold. Gold, as you guys know, we're in a risk off environment right now. So people are taking their money out of risk currencies and putting them into, let's say, risk off currencies like the Swiss franc, Japanese yen, and the US dollar, and then also commodities, commodities like gold, right? Precious metals like gold. People are going to be pulling their money into that, especially in an inflation environment. High inflation environment, people are going to take their money out of paper and put it into a hard metal that they could sell as jewelry, as whatever they want, right? That could be melted down. You could have the same gold for thousands of years, and it could be melted down into whatever you want it to be. It could be melted down into a wedding ring. It could be melted down into whatever you want, into a block of gold, right? Into silverware, whatever you want it to be. But that's gold, and people pour their money into that, not to make a bunch of money on it. It's not really an investment to make a bunch of money on, like any kind of asset. It's something to hold your money and hold the value of your money in. Does that make sense? GJ is starting to flip bearish again over here. So we'll see how that 15-minute closes. We'll see how the 1 hour closes. Let's go back to GJ real quick. Just don't want you guys to miss anything. We actually have a habit sometimes of breaking down other pairs and end up missing some trades, which we don't want to happen. So let's see how this 1 hour candle closes. We got about 4 minutes left. See if it closes below that level over here, because this, we can end up rejecting this level up here, and then the next candle past below that candle continues down. 15-minute is now flipping bearish over here. So this could be a good sign. If this candle flips the way it does, we get a top wick for the 1 hour, and then we continue down. That might be a nice trade. So let's see if we can break this down in a good 3 minutes over here. So again, we're meeting up right now with a key level on gold, right? I'm bullish on gold with everything going on. But right now we're meeting up with a key level, key area of this trend line, right? And also previous resistance over here. See what the level is. I believe, 1850 over here. Previous support, resistance. Now we're meeting up with that trend line. So these candles, we had some strong weekly candles over here, closing bullish, creating bottom wicks, passing the high of the previous, right? Creating wicks to fill. And right now, this candle is starting to reject this area. Looking at the daily over here, DJ's dropping a little bit. It's good. Got a strong bearish close. So now what we did was we reacted to this trend line, right? Key area. Let's see. We got a previous support over here as well. 1848, I would say. Right up here that we ended up rejecting. And coming right back down 1830, that strong level that we always talk about. And now it looks like maybe holding a support over here. Got that wick rejection. This candle opened up bullish, create a bottom wick, flip bullish, pass the high of that wick right over there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Could the messiness in gold be because we have CPI news coming out at night for AUD, as in perhaps we may not see such a good move till then? That could be it, because Australia, as you just mentioned, I'm guessing you know this because you just mentioned it, but Australia's economy, a lot of it has to do with gold, just like Canada's economy is heavily tied to oil, right? So that's something that you want to keep a look at, and it could very well be tied to Australia as well. I think the overall global economy is a bigger mover of gold, but we'll see, right? That's a great point, Kat. But let's see if we end up holding support over here at 1830 and continuing up, or do we break below 1830 again? 1830 is a big psychological level for you guys to keep a look at. Not only psychological level, but it's a very strong technical level over here that price keeps reacting to. Why is my computer always so slow? All right, looking at the 4 hour now. Now we're sitting in the 4 hour range, right? This is what we were talking about last week. Remember when we created that resistance up here and we came back down to 1830? I was saying that if it wasn't a Friday, that we could possibly grab buys down here and continue this thing up, continuing up with the market fear in the market. 7 o'clock just opened. Let's go back to GJ over here. So the 7 hour, the 15 minute just closed bearish over here, right? It's kind of messy over here in the 5 minute, but I do like it. Could we get a, so the 7 hour or 7 o'clock candle did close bullish over here, but a weak candle, right? So cool. And this candle closed a strong bearish candle with a wick to fill. Could we, is this our setup over here where we get that weak bullish candle, right? This candle creates a top wick, passes the low of that candle and continues right back down. I could see it. Right over here, 30-minute candle, holding that resistance right over there. Are we breaking down? The thing that you want to take a look at is, yeah. Extend this to the left. Yeah, so you got that previous support over there, and then we're pretty much clear all the way down to 153 flat. Is anybody looking at GJ to take?
Yes.
Kat is? Cool. So what are your conditions, Kat?
I'm actually kind of debating if I should wait for it to break past, like maybe around here. Oops, no, just kidding. A little lower than that. Or to wait for the full break of over here. I think because of the bearish pressure, probably if it breaks around here, I'll be good to go. Stop loss around here. Take profit around here.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well,
good.
actually, stop loss, I think you could put, it'll be safe up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it passes this, it's invalid, right? If it passes that, you don't want to be sitting in that. That means we're really in a range. Re-entry after break at the previous 30-minute low. Yeah, I see that too. Right here. I think you could use dynamic risk possibly right now, and then the next candle creates the next candle. The next entry could be as we pass the low over here too. Let's see.
Which low?
As we pass the low of this 15-minute, this 15-minute created a top wick, pass the low of that candle, could be the first entry. And then this is the 30-minute candle that we'd be passing. That could be a second entry right over there. But just be patient with this right over here. I like this candle. We're now holding a resistance. We should be continuing down to this low, but are we going to break through that low? I would be securing at this low over here. Right now, see, this is where some of these lower time frames come in handy. So this is the 1 minute over here. We're holding this resistance, right? Getting some bearish pressure over here. I'm not in this yet. I'm kind of staying patient for it. I think, once we break below, this will be the 30-minute low right over here. Once we break that, we should be continuing right back down. So we're getting a little retracement over here on the 15-minute. I'm trying to be more patient. You guys feel free to speak. You guys don't always have to write into the chat. I appreciate it if I'm speaking, but speak up. Like, this isn't a live stream full of like 4,000 people. It's just us. We're just hanging out and shooting the shit and discussing trades. Family, right? So basically we're struggling around here a little bit. Only thing I don't like is the fact that the 30-minute did close bullish right over here. So I'm hesitant to take any impulse entries after already taking a trade, right? We already took an impulse entry. And now we're starting to reject this whole area over here, this whole area that we previously just held as a support and a higher low on the 15-minute. We had our low right here that we created our resistance to continue down and retest that low. But wait a minute, we ended up closing bullish right here, right? Creating a higher low. So now, taking an impulse against that may be ill-advised unless you have some good volume around 8:15. Right now, it's only 7:05. So that's where some of these lower time frames come in handy. We get that rejection here on the 5-minute. Definitely got it on the 1 minute as well. We're still holding that support, not breaking below it. Everyone understand like how, I don't know if I've made a video on this yet in the course, but does everyone understand how I'm using some of these lower time frames to basically, see where price is reacting to certain levels? Not to trade. I'm not entering a trade based on the 1 minute, but I'm just using it to understand where price is going.
Yeah, I see how you use it. Excuse me. I see how you use it lower time frames, bro.
Good shit.
It makes sense to me.
Sure. How was your weekend, Carlos?
It was chilled. Just hung out with family. Nothing much. Nothing crazy.
Good shit, man. Good shit. All right. So GJ, again, we're holding support over here. So maybe we're just sitting right in a big range right now, right? Waiting for New York volume to then start pushing us down. Let's go back to gold over here. So gold, again, we're holding support at 1830. I was saying that if that was Tuesday, I would love to, grab a intraday or swing trade to come up and retest this high up here. But at the same time, we are reacting to this trend line up here, right? So this is a very key area. That's why I think we're having some trouble. Trouble because of the technicals over here, but also holding support with global fear in the market. We should be, pumping up right now and continuing that pump up, just like we've gotten these previously the past 2 weeks, or I would say a week and a half, 2 weeks. But now we're kind of sitting in this range, right? It's a little nasty over here. We had this previous high, 1848. Are we going to break above this level? 1844 and continue up that way. Looking at the 1 hour. The 1 hour. We're kind of sitting right in this whole range right over here, right? So this is a little difficult to trade in. We held support at 1830, and now we're starting to push up over here. We created this high, rejected this level once again. 1842 is a strong level over here. Are we going to hold a support and a higher low right over here to continue up? We got 2 consecutive 1 hour bearish closes, strong bearish closes. All right. But are we reacting to this area to create a higher low to continue up? This candle barely doesn't even have a bottom wick on the 1 hour yet. Yeah, so it's a little tricky on gold over here. What are we gonna end up doing? We're just sitting in this range. Everything's 50-50. We'll go back to GJ. GJ's now rejecting again. Got that last tap over there. Now are we continuing right back down? Looking a little bit better. Good shit, Cat. Guys, send your charts. This is how you get better. All right, so this is gold on Cat's watch. So you're saying this entire thing is a no trade zone, which I like, right? If you don't feel comfortable in here, you're not going to take anything. You think valid buys above 1842, right? You're waiting for that retest, and we continue right back up to retest this high, right? And you see us sitting right here in the channel, huh?
I mean, a little bit, I guess, maybe, unless there's some good volume, but it just looks kind of choppy.
Yep. You have a nice range right here that you could be trading in. It looks a lot better than this one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. And then you have this range right here that you could be trading in, waiting for that retest. And then we could be continuing through once we break 1848. What's our next level? Let's actually take a look at gold over here and see what our next level is here. $1848 and I believe 1860.
I have around 1864 or something like that.
Yeah, right up here. And this level up here. Let's look at more immediate 4 hour. Is there anything? Yeah, you got kind of a clean move all the way up to 1865. Right in this level up here. So you got a clean move in this area, but we're obviously ranging on the lower time frames. And in this current range right now, just because there's a lot of confusion. We're at a key area right there, holding a key support as well. Right. So this is we need to break this area right now. I like the fact that the 4 hour never broke the low. We have fundamentals on our side. This 4 hour candle created its bottom wick, starting to flip bullish, right? We're still in the beginning of the 4 hour candle pretty much, right? Holding support right now and pushing up. 1 hour candle looks nice. Holding support over here. Retesting this previous resistance over here, creating this higher low. But again, is this something that you want to trade in? You just got to ask yourself, is this in your plan? Do I trade a 1 hour consolidation over here? This could very well continue through, right? But we keep rejecting 1842. Let's go back to GJ. GJ is looking all right. We just keep rejecting this level over here. See the 1 minute? See how we keep rejecting? Keeps looking like we want to break through it, but we keep rejecting multiple times. Not enough volume. Hey, Tiff. Tiff, you here?
So what I was thinking that if this candle closes below the previous 15 candle on GJ,
Mhm.
and that the next candle makes a top wick, thinking of entering low risk, like
Okay.
1%. I mean,
Like
yeah,
it.
1%.
I like it. Yeah, 15 minutes gonna close in. Awesome. Get more of a retracement. Cool. So yeah, we have this structure over here, which looks nice, right? We just keep rejecting this level. So I think if we get that next 15, I think that's Carlos. That's what you were just saying. Next 15 creates a top wick, pass it low.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how this candle closes. It's a hard rejection right now. Now I'm gonna be journaling a little bit more with you guys over here during these sessions, just because like I need to, based on the way my days go. It's a little bit harder to journal. Yeah, we keep rejecting this area down here. This is getting a little iffy to be taking a trade in here. Are we going to respect these highs up here? That's the question. Also, guys, like if you haven't taken a trade yet, it's okay not to trade, right? Also, it's like Donnie, if you know, we just took that loss, right? But we managed it pretty well. It's okay not to take that re-entry. It's okay not to have to make that up today. We don't have to. That could be made up to tomorrow. And even if we don't make it up tomorrow, we can make it up the next day. All right.
Yeah, I managed risk pretty well on that first trade. I was just down 0.8%. So basically waiting for it to pass that 30-minute. Two candles ago on the 30-minute chart. And if it doesn't get there or it doesn't look good, I'm just gonna opt out for the day.
Yeah. I like it. Also, guys, quick reminder, there's not going to be a stream on Friday every day until then, but no stream on Friday just because we're going out to the Poconos. You guys ever hear of the Poconos? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, Tiffany definitely has. But it's like a woods area kind of thing in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, actually Pennsylvania. It's a great spot. It's a Woodlock Pines. The place is called. They got a golf course out there, houses you can rent, stuff like that. But we're gonna be going out there for the weekend. So I'll be, doing the live session on Thursday and then leaving Thursday after that live session.
Sounds good. Have fun.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Sounds like a good time.
Appreciate it, guys. All right, 15-minute, starting to flip bearish. I
did take a dynamic entry a little bit ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm about to enter.
yeah, this looks good so far. Let's see. All right, starting to head down. I think we should break through here with some of that 730 volume. We are respecting this area up here. I'm just waiting a second. I also made a another list on the group Trello so that you guys can add your trades in. for the new week.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yep. And if there's any that are in there right now that I haven't reviewed, like I think Carlos has one in there. We're gonna take a look at on the stream as well, but I'll be adding some notes in there for you, just so you can have them recorded there. GJ struggling. To revisit our higher time frames. 15 looks good. 30-minute, 1 hour looks good. Let's see. Can we break the low of the previous? 4 hour looks really nice. Yeah, I think the 1 hour needs to pass the low of the previous 1 hour for this to be valid. And once it does, we should very well be retesting this wick. But until then, I don't know. We haven't passed the low of that candle. Can this candle flip bullish and continue up? And then we get, a further pullback, which would be good, right? Yes. Are we not going to be grabbing a trade this morning if that happens? Probably not on GJ, right? But guess what? We get a further pullback back up to 153,900, hold a resistance, and we get in at a better price. So then we get a bigger range to come down and retest that wick. Instead of just this range, we have this whole range. Instead of just a 10 pip range, possibly a 40 pip range, now we have, definitely a 50 pip range, and then possibly a 100 pip range or a 95 pip range. Right? So don't get disappointed if you don't get a trade in here today. You guys are being smart. We're waiting, not getting antsy, not getting jumpy just because we see, everything happening right now. We're going to be afraid to miss the trade. We're staying smart. So gold over here. Let's see how this 1 hour candle closes. 30-minute. 30-minute looks nice. 30 minutes going to close in 9 minutes. But do you want to trade in here? Is anybody, Chris, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Awesome. What's your plan on gold?
Well, right now, if I do get in gold for a sale, I'll look for a break of 1835, or even a break of that 4 hour low. A buy is kind of doesn't look so nice to me right now.
Can't hear you too well, buddy.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm still on the trade.
Yeah, no, I got you. So, I mean, sometimes you do something with your microphone where it sounds a lot better.
Okay. I was looking for a sell below that 4 hour low 1836 area, or
There
just
it is.
waiting for it to break. Huh?
No, I hear you much better now. 1836.
Okay.
Right over here.
Yeah, that 4 hour low.
Okay. Guys,
Or just waiting for it to break 1835. And for a buy, I wanted to see like maybe a hour or 30-minute close above 1843.
1842, yeah. Yeah, because this candle, like this current 4 hour candle, looked like it was starting to flip bullish over here and continue up, maybe fill that wick, but now it's starting to flip bearish again. Like it's kind of getting iffy around that area over there. So let's see if this candle ends up holding or we flip bearish over here.
But I'm just, like today, I may not take a trade today just because I just don't like how gold is looking.
Yeah. Dude, listen, with the volume that we have this week, potentially that we should have this week, and we should be getting some good moves.
Yeah,
Looking at GJ over
actually,
here.
FOMC is this week, ain't it?
FOMC, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be a lot of volume. We don't have to take a trade on gold today.
Absolutely. All right, GJ starting to break down over here. Are we
Yeah,
gonna
I
go?
entered some dynamic risks in here in GJ.
Me
Beautiful,
too. I entered my second 0.5%.
beautiful guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm in full now.
Let's see, just want to make sure I have a stop loss on both of these. Yes, I do. All right, we'll see how these play out over here. So we pass the low of the 1 hour. This is my second and final trade of the morning. Anticipating a drop through, definitely going to be securing it right down here. What's up, Miles?
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Yeah, we're struggling down here.
Did you get in on that one?
Yes. Yeah, we just got in as the 1 hour. We had this strong bearish 1 hour candle with a bottom wick. We get the weak bullish candle, rejection wick over here. And now this candle creates a top wick past the low of that candle right over there. Should be continuing down. Maybe we get a little retracement after passing the low of that wick and then continue down. But let's see what we end up getting over here because we kept rejecting this area here on GJ, this previous support. GJ's playing around with this morning.
I was thinking of entering that one too. I just didn't like the lower time frames, like the consolidation on the 15 and the 30. So I just figured out. So I just decided to stay out of that one. But yeah, I think it definitely could play out though.
Definitely fair enough. It's definitely yeah, it definitely could play out, but at the same time, it's struggling over here because we ended up creating a low, came up very strong bearish candle, which we like, right? Created a resistance over here, never broke the high up there, never even came close. It was about a 50-minute or 50% retracement over here, and now we're continuing right back down. But are we gonna end up holding this as a higher low, this 153, 450 area? Or are we gonna break through it and continue down?
Yeah, I like the retest on the 1 hour too. Like how it came up, looked like it came to grab some liquidity and continue down. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. The 1 hour looks good. Now again, let me just I'm just gonna journal this real quick. What you guys are on here. How was your weekend, Miles?
Oh, it was pretty good. Pretty
Awesome.
good. Can't complain. How about yours?
Great, man. It's a great weekend. Got a bunch of hikes in.
Nice.
Visited the future in-laws the first time in a while.
Okay. Nice.
Short GJ. What time did we take that? 7:25 a.m. Monday, New York. All right, so we got the daily over here. Have you taken anything yet, Miles? Couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I just
Damn, it keeps that cutting off. It's that pristine Wi-Fi you got up there.
It seems like that happens on Zoom. I don't know why, but I don't know.
That's all good. Come on, TJ, can we get like a drop? Be nice, wouldn't it? We want to take a picture of that 4 hour right there. Zoomed out a little bit.
Yo, is that what's going on with the Ukraine? And you just read a couple. I saw that there's some tension, but I don't know exactly the backstory.
Lots of tension right now. That's so the US, that's another fear catalyst. We were talking about inflation, we're talking about COVID numbers in China right now too. That's actually something I wanted to bring up. I was looking at last night. So the Russia right now is starting to mobilize and move. Actually, they've been kind of threatening to do so, but they're starting to move troops into Ukraine and surrounding Ukraine. And right now, what's going on is the U.S. is very opposed to that, and the U.S. is working with the U.K. and also working with France to oppose that. Also, NATO, obviously, but Biden is thinking about sending U.S. troops into Ukraine right now to combat this. Right now, a huge problem of this right now. Just so you guys know, China is doing something very similar to Taiwan, right? So China at the same time is starting to move planes over Taiwan, Chinese planes and aircrafts over Taiwan, threatening them. That's another area that we're looking to protect. The U.S. is trying to protect that. Biden keeps saying he's protecting Taiwan, and you know, that's kind of like a safe haven for us, making sure that they remain free and they have their independence from China. They're basically their own country. The only problem is them doing this at the same exact time means we have to combat both of these at the same exact time. So to me, you know, politically speaking, I believe that they're both planning this at the same time on purpose. So it's a lot easier for them to do so, right? It's kind of like East versus West. So it's not looking too good, right? And especially if this happens, then yeah, I'm not too confident right now, to be honest with you, in the U.S. administration to handle any of this. So we'll see what happens. It's the 4 hour. 4 hour. So maybe the 30-minute right now is creating a top wick over here. We did get a 30-minute close, right, after the simultaneous bullish close over here, but this candle never passed the high, right? Created a lower high over here and a lower low. We passed the low of that candle and closed a strong bearish candle below the open of this candle, right? So this candle should be creating a top wick, flipping bearish and continuing right back down. So once this candle either flips bearish or passes the low of that candle, you could possibly enter another position, right? If this candle right here closes above this level, I would think about managing risk. That makes sense? So that's the 1 hour. Let's see, but we'll start labeling this. So now. So yeah, that obviously adds to the fuel of the global fear, right? Geopolitical tensions right now is, you know, if you remember with gold back in, remember when Palestine kept bombing Israel, trying to bomb Israel, and you had the Iron Dome like combating it, right? You know, do you remember what happened to gold at that point? Between inflation and that, gold skyrocketed. right? So this is nice over here. See exactly what we want. Come on, GJ.
I'm nervous to test out my magic keys whenever I close partials.
I bet. Well, make sure that you have that window open to modify a trade on MetaTrader at the same time. Makes
Oh.
sense?
True.
Yeah, make sure you have that open. All right. I just entered another position. Anticipating price to continue bearish to retest the low over there after we pass the low of that candle. I would love GJ to just completely dump.
That would be great.
Sure, we all would, right? All right. Is Those are awfully quiet. Yeah, this is getting low. Oh, what's going on?
DJ playing with my feelings.
Well, yeah. Yeah, GJ's tends to do that, right? Could we just be getting like a deeper pullback up into this area?
Hmm. Yeah, I have like a trend line drawn in the 5 minute, seeing if it respects it as well.
Yeah. See, we keep printing lower lows and lower highs, so I'm not too spooked or anything like that. But if we start passing the high of the previous 15-minute, that's where we gotta, you know. Let's see. So we got the 15-minute closing in 4 minutes. So let's see again, let's see if we close below this level over here.
Do you think the 9:45 news could be affecting it a bit? The flash manufacturing PMI at, yeah, at 9:45.
9:45? What, for the US?
Yeah,
For Great Britain now?
maybe.
I mean, the only thing that would be affecting is Japanese yen, maybe,
Right.
when it comes to flash manufacturing PMI. So we'll see. But you know, right now everything, you know, it's not like we're trading against the trend. Everything is pointing to bears right now for any kind of pair like this. Like Japanese yen is stronger. And if anything, that would help us, right? If we get some bad PMI, which I wouldn't be surprised about. If we get some bad PMI, I could definitely see us, you know, this would favor our position.
Mhm.
But we'll see how this 15 closes. Yeah, it's anyone see that game last night? Carlos, you see that game?
Man, oh man.
That might have been like top 5 greatest games I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
It was I think the Bills drove down the field and scored that touchdown with Davis. And then I think Diggs had the 2-point conversion in the back of the end zone. At that point, I was like, this is a crazy game. I thought it was a crazy game at that point. After that, you know, Chiefs ran down the field, scored again. sent it to overtime, like, and then in the overtime, like it quickly became like one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Let's go, DJ, drop. Come on, baby.
Yeah, I thought the Rams and Bucks game was crazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Tom Brady almost brought him back. That sucks. I had the Bucks.
yeah.
I had the Bucks. So the 15-minute over here, could we just be retesting this area and then continuing down? Again, there's not many signs that says it's just gonna absolutely reverse, right? 15-minute looks like it's about to close bearish too. These candles are getting weaker. But this is normally where we get that good volume on GJ, around 7:45 to 8. The screenshot of this. Minute. Yeah, 15-minute. 7:45 a.m.
Also on G, I like how each candle is respecting each other.
Yeah, yeah, like the 15 minutes, they are respecting the highs and the lows. Actually respecting the highs, not respecting the lows. Come on, baby. I want to get that siren going for you guys. Who do we have in this? We got Donnie, Kat, Carlos. You in this?
Yeah, I'm in this.
Awesome. Who else? Wait a minute. You guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
I want to make sure, like clearly, or it could be better. Just want to make sure the
It's pretty clear.
all right, cool.
Same here.
I'll just double check my settings over here. Okay, cool. It's got my microphone. Let's go over. While we wait for this. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep our eye on this for a little bit. Gold starting to break structure over here, break this range, starting to get below 1836,500. Sometimes the trade takes 30 seconds. Some just takes a while. Carlos, who'd you have in that one?
You talking about the game?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was just free for all on that one. I'm glad it was a great game. But overall, I'm going for the Bengals because Joey B.
Oh, there you go. You like
Yeah,
him? Oh yeah, you know,
yeah,
Louisiana, huh?
yeah.
A buddy of mine is a Chiefs fan, but he's been a Chiefs fan since like we were kids, like Priest Holmes, that whole era. All right, Chris, have a good one, buddy. Um, and I call him, when the game's like right down to the wire in the fourth quarter, like 3 minutes to go, and he doesn't answer the phone. I'm like, "What are you sleeping? Like, come on, I got Kansas City." And he sends me a picture back of him in the stands, like just going nuts. I did not expect that. I didn't know he was going. So he went to probably one of the craziest games I've ever seen.
Man, that's badass.
It's awesome. Let's go, GJ. Keep breaking down, baby. It's struggling right now to break the 30-minute support right over here. Right, the 30-minute close and open. So we'll see if we can get below that. Hopefully we close below that. With some 8 o'clock volume or 7:50 volume to 8 o'clock. Get a nice little push back down to these wicks, hopefully. If not, hopefully we close below that area. If not, then I'm going to be managing risk. But so far, the 30-minute looks nice. 1 hour looks nice. Should be continuing down. I just don't like how weak these candles are looking on the 15-minute. It's on that 8 o'clock volume. I'm kicking myself. I almost entered a swing trade last night before going to bed when I think we were holding resistance, yeah, up here. Then we got that double tap. If you guys are trading pre-London, anybody, this would have been a nice to take this down.
I almost did something similar, but I haven't held an overnight trade in a while, and I was like, my psychology.
Yeah, I was looking at this and I saw this reaction to this area, and we were continuing this bearish trend right here. So we were kind of reacting there, and then what I saw was this like support being formed, and then what I was looking for was price to continue down. This candle, 15-minute candle, never closed with a bottom wick over here. And then we were starting to turn around. So I figured, if this is going to happen, it's going to happen when we're sleeping. So I just, stayed out.
Right.
But I was thinking about placing like a sell over here while price was down here, stop loss up here, anticipating price to go down. I probably wouldn't have gotten stopped out. All right, GJ, come on now. Give a drop. we go. Passing the low of the 15-minute. Take out a screenshot. All right. Does it have the volume to just dump? You guys been looking at Bitcoin and all crypto?
Not really. I know it's been I know it's been dumping though.
Everything has. I mean, we go
Yeah.
back to our little terminal over here. Where are we? Teletrader. Look at this. All major indices just taking a dump. Gold is up. Some commodities are up. Current risk currencies down. AUD, Euro, GBP, all down. NZD. So right now it looks like GJ. Are we going to close below this level? Taking long today. See, at this point, guys, just so you know, for the future and for now too, but I typically like to be risk-free before the hour closes, right? Because you normally get that pullback on the hour, especially 8 o'clock. Right now we're not, so this is something that I'm really paying attention to. This close over here. If we close below, I'm going to be good with it. If we close above, I'll be taking some percentage off. Remember, capital preservation. I keep drilling that into your head.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. If it doesn't close below that level,
Mm,
it starts flipping bullish, I'm gonna start managing it.
yeah, smart. We should be continuing down though.
So looking
Let's see. Come on, GJ, close below there. All right, we closed above that level. So I just took off a little percentage. All right, does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, it makes
All right, I'm out of the full thing. With 50% and then full after closing low support on the 30-minute. Perfect. All right. So solid risk management. We're holding support now. Price is struggling to break below that area. That was our second trade. So we are done for the day. We're limiting risk. We got another day to fight. We got tomorrow. Think about it as a war. We just lost a little battle, right? And now we got tomorrow. We can gather together as an army. If you want to use this analogy, gather together as an army, right? Plan for the next day and go back and attack your enemy tomorrow. Right? You retreat a little bit just so that you could take 2 steps forward and you could flank the enemy or something like that. I know it sounds a lot out there, but maybe it'll help you guys.
Like I say, it actually kind of feels good to kind of pull out and call it a day because it's something that I have struggled with in the past when I first got started. So no, it's a good feeling, man. It doesn't ruin your day. I've had days completely ruined where I was, I had a blow up day or whatever because I kept going at it. So it's good, man.
That's I love hearing that too, Donnie. The thing is also is then like there's a next step to that too, where it's being completely okay if price like continues to drop in your direction, right? And knowing that like, okay, that's fine. Like I manage risk the right way, right? I could have either been stopped out and then it continues in my direction or it just continues in that direction. But I know that majority of the time that I do that, I'm going to be correct. I'm playing it safe. And I know that, every time I make that decision, I'll be getting out of the market and I'm not going to be jumping into anything. It's only Monday, right? These are the days you lower your risk a little bit. Sundays, Mondays, Fridays, lower your risks. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, got plenty of volume coming in the market this week with FOMC and PCE, unemployment. You got PCI over today. Not too much when it comes to moving, but all that stuff. Plenty of volume. All right, so how many pips was this? 0.8.
I'm off the charts, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
You too, my man. I'll see you soon,
All right,
right?
man. Cheers.
You too. What's the date? 1/24/20. Anybody still saying 21?
a little bit.
I keep doing it in my journals. I had to go back and correct a couple of the previous cards. Lost, good risk management. All right, so I'm going to, type that up, both of these journals, and I'm going to add that to the group Trello today for you guys. That one was. We took this here. Wait. That's Mr. James Murphy. James Murphy. Oh my God, I got a buddy of mine named James Murphy. James Little.
Yeah, morning.
What's up, buddy?
I was like, did he join too? Isn't there James Murphy in the group?
Nah, my boy James Murphy. I grew up with.
I
don't know. I just saw your name and I was like, James Murphy. Wait, what? How's your
Happy
weekend,
Monday,
bro?
everybody. It was great. It was a great weekend.
Awesome.
I'm excited for the week. I went to the Preds hockey game, watched the Titans game. As tragic as it was. It was so tragic.
Dude, all those games.
Yeah, I mean, for a football fan, it was a great weekend, though.
Oh my God, all field goals.
All field goals, and then all walk-offs.
Oh my God, nuts! Last night was we were just talking about that. Last night was insane.
Maybe the craziest minute of football I've ever seen.
Yeah. I was saying that. And like 15, 20 minutes before the game was over, I was saying this is one of the craziest games I've ever seen. Maybe 20 minutes before that. And then all of a sudden, those last couple drives between both teams, that was insane.
Yeah. Really Tyreek Hill did a lot, but they're going to give credit to Patrick Mahomes on a lot of that, which he does deserve a lot of credit, but he's got some pieces around him.
Mahomes a beast. 6:30. We took that Monday, New York. Yeah. So James, we just took 2 losses, very well managed too, on GJ. So we took this one over here. Actually, I'll start with the first one. So the first one, we had this low created, right? We come all the way down to this level over here. We retrace, bullish candle close. This candle comes all the way up here and then closes bearish, right? The next candle creates a top wick over here and then passes the low of that candle. That's where we took that first entry over here, or I took it at least. And Donnie took it as well when he was just in here. So we took that. We ended up closing that, closing the full thing at like minus 5.8 pips, and only lost 1.1% compared to risking 2 on that. So then I had 0.9% to risk on this one, as we had this bullish candle close, but below this level, this candle creates a low high, passes the low of that candle, and then we enter that impulse entry with our stop loss above it, right? This candle creates a top wick, passes the low of that candle, enter dynamic risk. I split that 0.9% between those 2 positions, and we ended up closing this pretty well because the 30-minute, we took that based on the 30 and the 15-minute, but this 30-minute candle just now at 8 minutes ago ended up closing above these candle body closes and opens right here. So this candle ended up closing above that area. So then we close half, and then what's it called? Right over here, this candle closed bullish right here. This candle pushed down, flip bullish again. That's where we closed like the full thing right over here.
Yeah, I think it was on the 30-minute or maybe the 1 hour. I like the rejection wick.
Like,
I like the idea of it keep going down. Yeah, that wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how you handle a Monday. It's like it's not make or break. That's not your entire week right there. You take trades based on your setups. You manage risk if they go against you, and you live to fight another day. Use that battle analogy. You didn't win the war. Right now, you didn't win the battle, but you're going to win the war at the end of the week. Come back composed, ready to go, confident in your strategy and confident in your risk management because you know you can stay disciplined and you live to fight another day.
It's only Monday. We got plenty of
Only
time.
Monday, baby. So with gold being wonky as it is, GJ sitting in this range over here, we're going to call it a stream over here. But like I said, this is good. Even though we just took 2 losses, this is good right now because right now we're holding a support and we could possibly be coming up into this area up here to create a higher low or a lower high, right? A resistance. And then we could take this thing down. Maybe if we get some volume around New York close or during Asian session to take this down and retest our low down here, right? It's like the opposite of a discount. You get the sell at a better price. You get the sell at a higher high instead of selling all the way down here. Now you have a bigger range to sell. All right, so just keep that in mind. This is now basically a no trade range. Wait for this area. I wouldn't take a buy against this because of how weak all of our currencies are and how much fear is in the market right now between inflation, COVID, and Ukraine and Taiwan right now as well, right? These are things that you really don't want to buy these risk currencies and trade against the trend just to grab 10 pips. You want to wait for those resistances to form, and then you take that price right back down. Just smart trades, patient trades. That's it. All right. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to head off. Hope you all have an amazing day. It's Monday. Set your day straight and do not be average. Think about all the average people out there and what they do. They choose comfort over discomfort. They choose comfort over doing the things that they need to be doing every single day. So start the week off strong and make yourself proud. That's really the end goal there, is to really love yourself. How are you going to love yourself? Is by doing the things you say you're going to do on a consistent basis, right? That could be part of your why right there. I know it sounds deep, but when it comes to just, having a why of really what you want in life, it's just really loving yourself. And what does it take to love yourself? It's respecting your own decisions. It's respecting what you say you're going to do, right? That's all it comes down to. What's up, James?
Well said. I said, well said.
Appreciate it, man.
Well said.
I mean, that's on my why. You guys want to know what my why is? Number 1, change lives. Number 2, love yourself. Number 3, to be the GOAT, to be a legend of something, to have my name well known, especially in this industry. But mainly, the number 1 thing on my why, you guys want to see my why right now? Where is it? If you look at the top of my V2 MOM, I read this every single morning. You guys should be too. Where is it? You guys aren't going to really be able to see this right now, but I'll try to line it up with the camera. Yep. You guys see that? Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
You guys can't see shit.
I can see it.
Anyway, but like these are deep things that should be on there. To be honest with you, it should be bigger than yourself, right? That's what's going to get you up in the morning. So again, make sure you guys are pushing yourself. Make sure that you embrace going against the comfort. Make sure you embrace like telling your brain no and fighting your brain, telling your brain, no, I need to get this done before I do this. Right? Or, before I can eat my next meal, I need to backtest for an hour. I need to journal the rest of my trades, stuff like that. Right? Is it hard? Absolutely. But embrace that hard. So again, set your Monday off on the right track. It's the top of the week. Like Chris always says in the fitness channel, top of the week. Let's get after it. Let's have a great week. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, everybody. Have a great Monday.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you.
great one. All right.